another episode of Cooking with Lawn. And before we get into tonight's recipe, as always, I want to highlight some of my subscriber or like my supporter comments from last cooking video. And if you haven't watched that yet, last video I made maple bourbon salmon with this amazing orzo and asparagus salad. So I will link that down below in case you have not watched it just yet. And if you ever find yourself trying to catch up on any of my Cooking with Lawn videos, there is always a playlist of all the current Cooking with Lawn videos that I have on my channel, so you can always check there. But let's get into these comments, okay? So the first person that I want to highlight is Adrian's Life and Family. She left a very lengthy comment, but it's hilarious. She said, "My life has truly got back to life because of your cooking shows. Listen, I made that Philly cheesesteak egg roll. My kids was like, please make it again. It was so good, and I did everything you did." She said, "I also did a little twist with my salmon as well. I make it with spinach, garlic, put a little heavy cream in it, and throw it on top of my salmon with some squash and onions." Girl, that sounds so good. That sounds like my type of meal. Anything with cream, spinach, seafood, bomb. She said, "It is bomb, and I just want to tell you that I love your cooking. Please keep them coming, because soon as I seen it, I was like, I'm ready to make whatever we cooking is what we're eating tonight." So that is hilarious. I love that people recreate my cooking videos. It's just so satisfying to see, you know, people recreating it. And then Lakeisha Guthrie, she said, "Please don't use that yellow mustard. About to be Sunday's meal prep." That's what I'm saying, because look, y'all, when I tell y'all not to use certain things, I mean it. It really helps for the overall recipe and the dish. But if you cannot already tell, tonight we are making like one of my favorite dishes, and I swear I say every single week that something is my favorite dish, but lamb chops are one of my favorite dishes, okay? We are making lamb chops. They are gonna be so tasty. Wait till you see like the type of herbs that I use with them. It's gonna be like garlic. It's just gonna be so good. And it's so simple. Like, lamb chops are a little expensive, I will admit that. I usually, like when we go out to Capitol Grill or like the fancier steakhouses, that's like my time to like indulge in the lamb chops. I don't usually make them at home because to feed Henry and I on some lamb chops, y'all, it's expensive, okay? So I ain't even gonna front. But first things first, we're gonna start with my sides. I'm going to accompany those lamb chops with some asparagus, because like for steak, I like using asparagus rather than like broccoli or string beans. And then we're also gonna I'm also gonna show you how I make a baked potato, y'all. It's gonna be so simple. You're not gonna believe how I show y'all how to make those baked potatoes, okay? So first things first, I'm just gonna take the rubber bands off of my asparagus. And like I said in last video, cut the ends at least like 1.5 inches off of your asparagus, because it just gets so tough. It's like a bark, like a tree bark, literally. And I'm just gonna spread my asparagus out here. And then I'm going to douse this in olive oil. I already got my oven back there preheating. I don't know if you guys just heard it beep or what, but I got my oven back there preheating on 450, because I'm really gonna roast these like real good. And then I'm gonna sprinkle this with my salt, pepper, garlic powder mixture. I like having this on hand when I'm cooking, because these are the spices that I reach for the most. So I just like to keep it here on hand. And then I am gonna just toss this together. And then I'm gonna spread them out because I want them to all cook evenly. And then I'm gonna put them in that really hot oven of 450 degrees. As I mentioned, these are gonna go in the oven for like a good 7 to 8 minutes on 450 degrees, and then we're gonna take them out. So in preparation for our lamb chops, I'm gonna go ahead and heat my pan on medium heat, like medium high heat. You want the pan to kind of start smoking, because we want these lamb chops to be like nice and brown and caramelized on the outside. So while that's going, I'm gonna show you what to do with this potato. Now, y'all might laugh at me. Y'all think I be chefing it up and everything like that. No, I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I take shortcuts, this being one of them, okay? I just got put on to the potato button on the microwave like a few years ago. Do y'all use the potato button? This button right here will change your life. So you put the potato or run the potato under some water, and then I like to score my potato a little bit with a fork to let some of that steam escape as it's cooking in the microwave. And then I wet a paper towel, wring it out so that it's nice and damp, and then I wrap it around the potato, and then your potato is ready to go. So then I just pop it in the microwave and then hit that potato button. Y'all, that microwave will cook that potato better than the oven, I promise you. I have put a potato in the oven for in the microwave for so long now. It cooks the potato perfectly. You don't have to turn it, you don't have to do anything, I promise you. Just try it, you'll thank me later. It saves you time and there's no cleanup. So let's get started on these lamb chops. Getting started on these lamb chops, which are the center of attention for this meal, I'm gonna first go ahead and get these seasoned. So I'm gonna put a little seasoning on them. Lamb chops do not need a lot of seasoning at all. When I tell you this meat is so tender and so flavorful, like even if you put nothing on it, they would still taste bomb. Like that's how good and tender the meat is. And then I'm gonna also go ahead and season it with my salt, pepper, and garlic powder mixture. Make sure you season it on both sides. We're gonna turn the other side over and we're going to season that as well. Little seasonal, and then the salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Our asparagus is ready, so I'm gonna take these out of the oven and sit these aside until we're ready to plate them. And now we're finally gonna get started on our lamb chops. So first things first, I'm gonna put a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in this smoking hot pan. This pan is very hot. And you want your pan hot because you need that caramelization on your lamb chops, because you eat with your eyes first. If it's not brown and if it doesn't look right, it's not going to be appetizing. So make sure you always remember that while you're cooking. Add a little bit more olive oil in here. And while this olive oil and butter is heating up, ooh, looks so good already. I'm gonna put some rosemary and thyme in the olive oil and butter mixture, and this really will transform the taste of the olive oil, which will also flavor your lamb. And like I said, I keep saying it, but I just want to emphasize how good lamb is on its own. You really don't need much, but I'm just gonna twirl this rosemary and this thyme around in the pan. It's already smelling so good. It just smells so great. I'm letting my oil heat back up after we fried the rosemary and thyme, and I think we are about ready to add in these lamb chops. So I'm gonna just add in the lamb chops one by one. And that nice sizzle sound is what you want to hear, okay? Let me move some of this rosemary and thyme out of the way. Because you want a nice crispy outside on your lamb. So we're going to let this cook for like a good 5 minutes on each side. I like my lamb cooked medium. If you want yours a little bit more well done or even a little bit underdone, just cook it longer or shorter depending on how you like to eat it. These are cooked like halfway through now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and turn these over. Oh my goodness, the caramelization on these, y'all. Look at these. They look so delicious. Alright y'all, so when taking your baked potato out the oven, make sure you have on like some type of oven mitt or something like that. I've let this cool down for a little while, so it's not as hot anymore, but just make sure you be careful. So I'm gonna show you guys how I like to dress my baked potato. So I like to cut it open in the center, of course, And then open it up all the way. And then I like to make some slits in it so that the butter can like seep down into the potato. It's nothing like butter on a hot potato. And then I'm gonna season it real quick, and I'm seasoning it with my salt and pepper that I had before, my salt and pepper and garlic powder. I'm gonna add butter to it. What do you guys like on your baked potato? I like loaded baked potatoes, the whole shebang. It's no other way. Like, how else can you eat a potato? So let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, so I'm gonna put, sorry if this is a lot of butter, y'all, but this is how I like my potatoes. So I got the butter in there, and then I'm gonna put the cheese up next so that the heat from the potato can like melt the cheese a little bit. This is cheddar cheese here. And then I have some sour cream. I know everybody's not a fan of sour cream, but I am, y'all. I love me some sour cream. I love anything that's fattening. Dairy, cheese, starch, anything. And then some green onion to top it off. Now, if I wasn't too lazy, I would have fried up some bacon, but I'm not doing all that today. But if you like bacon on yours, then of course go ahead and add bacon. And then I'm gonna grab my asparagus here, plate these up. And I have my lamb chops back here resting. You always want your meat to rest before you cut right into it. Then once you cut right into it, all the juices will just seep out, so be mindful of that. I'll go ahead and put my lamb chops here. And we are ready to take a bite, y'all. I'm so hungry. And I don't use any sauce or anything. Oh my gosh, look how perfectly this is cooked. Oh my gosh, look at the steam. Let's try it. It's something about lamb. It has like a built-in like grilled flavor, y'all. It's so flavorful. I mean, if you have the time to marinate your lamb, then marinate it, but it doesn't need anything. It's just so simple. It's so flavorful, y'all. These lamb chops are just so amazing, and they're so tender. I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to smash the rest of this plate. As always, if you recreate any of my dishes, make sure you use the hashtag cookingwithlon, and that way I can see everybody who recreates the recipes. I love interacting with you guys. As always, make sure you leave some comments down below. Tell me how you like this dish if you tried it at home. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We are so happy that we reached 5,000 subscribers, and we are doing the giveaway details very soon. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that when we upload that video or any other video, you won't miss it. So I will see you guys next week, same time, same place, different recipe.